Yizzo! I'm tired. Hello,
What?
everyone. And we are back for another episode of Around the Way Curls. And guess what, y'all? You're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. We need a fucking break from all the heavy life work we've been doing. And we are going to give you nothing but hot topics this week. And, you know, we're recording this Thursday, August 25th. This shit ain't going to come out until next Thursday. So I don't know how hot this shit's still going to be. But you know what? We're here.
Topics, lukewarm topics.
Here we are. Shanti, what are your updates, Queen?
Well, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I actually am going to talk about it. I went to a sex club.
I can't even believe it.
And it was completely and utterly underwhelming because it was in Atlantic City. And what do you expect?
Wait. For those of you on Patreon, wait. Where? You were in the Jersey Shore.
Who wants to see people, even people from Jersey, have sex? First of all, that's the first problem. But let me set the tone. It happened very, very randomly. I was with a motley crew of friends.
You got the words. Motley.
One of them had the idea, has been to a sex club before and decided, and was sharing their experience. And we were like, word? And they were like, yeah. They went to their phone, and then 5 minutes later, it was like, and there's the same chain in AC. And we were like, word? So we all worked through our nerves and went to this sex club. We walked in, and it looked like a Ruby Tuesday. You know how there's wood paneling, or Fridays? You know when you go to Fridays and there's wood paneling everywhere, like everything, and it kind of smelled like a Fridays. You know how Fridays
play with me today, Shanti. For real, I gotta go.
Listen,
I'm tired.
You know how Fridays has that distinct sticky wood alcohol smell?
You irritate me right now. I'm not doing this.
So we walked in, given the spiel. The lady at the desk was like, y'all can fuck anywhere but on the pool table and in the pool. Anywhere else, you can go. And I said,
they didn't talk about consent?
No!
What in the... Girl,
I just realized that. They didn't talk about consent at all. They didn't talk about our...
No, that's not a sex club. That's not right.
No, it was a sex club, but it was in Atlantic City. And I guess it wasn't for the rich and famous. This is for the working laborer of AC to go and find their pleasure and self-discovery. And this is what you get. So we walked in, and we walked upstairs, and there was this open patio, if you will, that had a large Jenga set and hacky sack.
Yeah.
Hacky sack things, lounge tables and chairs all around, and this Megatron of some really violent kind of porno. Like, not violent, but like it was heterosexual white folks, white peen, like there was this porno playing. And I was like, okay. No action was going on. Nothing was really happening. We were all kind of like young kids I don't know, we were just kind of like creeping around, just kind of looking, seeing what was around the corner. We then went downstairs into a club, and it was like a club. It was like red and green and like lights shining. There was definitely like entertainment in the center. So it was like a very big-breasted white woman with bikini on, kind of like dancing poorly in the center. It was BYOB, so you kind of went to the bar to get your bottle, whatever you have prepared for you. And what I loved about this were the amount of older couples there. So you see like a 56-year-old black couple. He had on like a Cuban shirt, like the button-up Cuban shirts, and then bare chest, and then just like Speedo pants. And then his wife, and like he has a 56-year-old body, and his wife is next to him, or his partner, I won't assume, whoever was next to him. She had on a bikini and like this fishnet outfit. And then next to them was a very unassuming white woman with, I swear to God, she had like a headband and an A-line dress that was loose with a little belt. And then her husband like had on a polo, like very, very white, librarian-ish vibes.
Librarian.
Headed down into what they called the Red Room, which was where you could only enter if you were naked or if you had a towel on you. So I didn't see lots of sex. It was just kind of like an awful club that I would have been immediately upset about had it not been under a sex club setting. I did see Asian women with their chochas out. Lots of Asian vaginas I saw, just 2, not lots. They were very bold. I saw a little bit of head given. But it wasn't giving, it was not making me excited. I was just excited for these older people to be doing their things. I was excited for the people that were really into it and felt very comfortable. I didn't go into the Red Room. I didn't take any clothes off. I didn't want to go into the towel just so I could see, Helen and Gary having sex. But listen, for an AC sex room, Atlantic City sex room, it's giving what it wanted to give. And I ain't mad at those working class people living their best lives trying to find some discovery and spark. I do definitely want to go to another one because I feel like
only with me and Mandy, please.
The power of setting, of smell, of music, curation, of light, of everything could just have totally changed it. I said,
Don't go to another sex club where you don't walk in and you're not greeted with the rules and regulations around consent.
She might have said it, but I don't remember. She might have said it. It might have been in the I don't remember her explicitly saying it, but she did say you can't fuck in a pool table or in the pool. Anywhere else is a go.
Consent. The other thing is also like monkeypox is a thing. I can't believe you went to a sex club in the middle of monkeypox.
Not you shaming me. That's why I didn't want to say it on live air.
No, I'm shocked. Did they talk about that at all? No. Like, did they talk about this, how they sanitize or anything?
No, we just sat down. I might have monkeypox.
No, you don't.
Damn, I forgot all about monkeypox.
I know you did. I can tell you did. And child, I won't be seeing you for 6 to 8 weeks. But listen, Queen, I want to elevate.
It was fucking COVID when you went there too, which was.
I had a mask on.
Those people that were making love were
different, baby. I don't want the pops. I can't. The pops.
Oh, here she goes.
The pox is giving ugly. Yikes! Listen, and the pox takes too long to get rid of. I can't. Listen. I am not nowhere near a sex club like one enthusiast or what do you say it? I'm tired. Aficionado.
A fish in the sea of sex. You are not.
Aficionado? Whatever. I don't know that much about sex clubs.
It was an experience.
Listen, but I want to elevate your experience. And the person that can do that is Mandy. I'm telling you, for my first time, I was like, this is beautiful. I was so happy.
But when she said you can't fuck in the pool table, I said, okay, say less. I know what this is going to be. And the fact that it was a Ruby Tuesdays. It was a converted Ruby Tuesdays.
I can't with you today. All right. Ruby Tuesday Sex Club is the name of this episode. I'm writing it down right now. Ruby Tuesday Sex Club. I love you so much. And y'all, anytime Shanti does not mix friend groups. I don't know who the fuck these people are she went to the sex club with. Or to AC. You never told me you went to AC. Are we even friends? I got to start checking your location. I see now.
You were busy running these PVO streets.
Wow, your daughter went away for 2 seconds.
Not
and
the
you didn't found
shaming.
yourself.
No,
I'm
but
not
you know what the
shaming.
thing?
I'm happy for it. I'm happy that you're doing it, that you're living.
The
I
thing
really
that
am.
came
I'm
up-
just want it to be better for you, not AC.
The thing that came up, the interesting thing that came up, even though, you know, I didn't do anything, I didn't even get to see nothing for real. Like, it
Damn,
was,
girl.
I saw some Asian vaginas and I was like, cool. But I walked away feeling bad. I walked away feeling like I was a bad girl, that I was a bad mom. And I was like, I feel like these past couple weeks without Joe have been me managing that, like feeling like, wow, I'm not in any way, and not in a resentful way of motherhood, or like, I wasn't resentful at all, but like feeling very different in the leisure that I had and the spontaneity that was offered to me, and not having to be back home at a certain time, or like, you know, up the next day for another being to keep alive. But I did flush with shame, like, oh, I'm a bad girl. Like, I don't know if I could go even to a nice club and really see this shit happen and not feel like bad
I think
girl.
we need to test that out, because I'm not shaming you. I'm encouraging you to come with me and somebody who can make sure you have a good experience.
Joint. Got to put some, what kind of music they played at that, John?
It was like slow and nice. It was still
like,
white, but it was slow and nice.
Oh, but
no,
it was like,
no words.
it was like ambient music. It wasn't like Chris Brown or somebody.
No. There were nobody was singing or anything.
Girl, they were playing
What?
What's the thing that you play at the cookout?
No.
No, they weren't. It was a club. What is that song? Walla baby, wobble baby. Yeah, that's what it was.
All right. No, I can't wait
That's
to tell.
Atlantic City. I love what you
I'm
offered
gonna
me.
call her. I wish she was. Yo, I can't. As a
said I
stories
wanna
I
have
tell them
sex.
about you, and they just laugh so hard. They be like, "Yo, Shanti," because they watch our clips and they're like, "What is wrong with her? She is fucking funny." And I am just like, "Oh my gosh!" She went to a sex club at a Ruby Tuesday where they played Wobble Baby. All right.
I saw some Asian vaginas though. Asians
All
was
right.
living, and some free ass 56-year-olds. So probably been.
All right. We're gonna work that out. I'm reading again what I wrote down. I'm encouraging myself to live urgently as you are, and I'm still working out. I'm so proud of myself that I am really dedicating time to be like, yo, you are stressed. Got to go work out for your mental health. And it works every time. I have to be honest. It does. I went to Blink the other day. Shout out to Blink.
Blink?
Pulled up.
What is a
and
Blink?
got in the gym and got in the weight room. And I haven't been in a weight room since COVID. And I was just joyous in there. I mean, the way I love lifting weights, and I'm on like bench press. I'm doing all kinds of shit. And the men are looking like, first of all, who is this? Because I haven't frequented that gym. And there's other women in there. They're like, what is this girl? I'm like, can I work in with you? It's just like, okay, aggressive. But it was really good. It was really fun. And then the next day I was like, oh, I'm feeling sore. So then I went and took a hot yoga class and stretched it on out. And now today, baby, I'm finna die, but it's going to be all right. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. If I feel like I need to pick me up, that's what I'm going to do. And then I rode my bike to and from the gym, and then rode around Prospect Park a bunch of times, and just been trying to move my body and really just focus on my mental health and not looking at my body and judging it. So that's a good fucking step. I stopped attempting to read books. I have many books that I keep purchasing that I want to read. I'm realizing that I don't have the time to read. So I'm buying audiobooks. And I did not finish Real Love. Is that the name of the book? Yeah, by Susan Schallenberg. Mm-hmm. So I bought the audiobook and I was like, yo, I want to be read to. Right. Mm-hmm. So I would lay in bed. I love it. I would lay in bed and listen to her read the chapters to me. But the problem is her voice. She's doing the audiobook, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard her voice, but baby,
Oh, I like Susan
it's giving
Boyle.
Ruby Tuesday.
Sharon. Not Ruby
I'm like,
Tuesday.
Susan, ma'am.
Sharon. What's her name?
Oh,
Sharon.
is this as Sharon? I
We just-
apologize for being
stereotyped
calling
her.
you just any old white name. I do apologize, Queen. But Sharon is a beautiful writer, but her voice doesn't do it for me. So I'm struggling with that one. But then I stumbled upon this is Jonathan Batiste used to frequent the jazz club that I worked at, and we're cool. And Jonathan Batiste is a musician.
Yeah, excuse me. That would be cool. You just know everything.
I used to,
girl.
no, like I can't hit him up like, hey, what's up, Jonathan? But every time he sees me, it's hugs, it's, hey, because I used to sneak him food when he didn't have the money for food, and I used to scream at him and be like, get the fuck off the piano. It's time for us to go home. Like, we would curse him out. Jade and I crack up by how we would yell at him like, no, shut the fuck up. Like, he's incredible. But he would come in at like 3 a.m. and then we knew we would be there for like 4 more hours. It was awful. But shout out to him. He's brilliant. And so I obviously follow him and his wife, Suleika, excuse me. I don't know how to say her last name. Jaouad. She is a brilliant author, writer, and human. And Suleika has a memoir called Life Interrupted. And this can kind of bleed into my hot shit, but Suleika is a leukemia survivor, and her leukemia recently came back. She was not able to join him at the Grammys. So they talk about this duality of like her having to go back into treatment while he is on this crazy high, and them managing that, and them having to be apart, but also still finding like so much time to love one another and be partnered. And that's life, and you have to hold the two things. And it's really beautiful, and it was really inspiring, and she's really inspiring. And so I was going through the Instagram metaverse and reading her posts, and I was like, wow, I really love the way she writes. And so I listened to a clip of her memoir, and I said, I need to buy this, and I am hooked. Her memoir is called, did I say it? Between Two Kingdoms, a memoir of life interrupted. It's absolutely beautiful. And you don't have to be dealing with some sort of illness in order to really enjoy it. Everybody knows that, and Jasmine's talked about this, that her mom is also a cancer survivor. And so I reached out to Jasmine's mother, Miss Pam, was like, have you read this? Like, I have this book that I think you'd love. And she told me she did. And she talked about how incredible it was, how she actually lost the book and hurried up and bought another one because she had to finish it. The book reads like a novel. I mean, I am just swept up in the way this woman creates. It's not creation of a world. It's really her world. But she is so dynamic, and she's lived such an interesting life.
I'm so sorry.
Monkeypox. And she's lived such an interesting life, and it's just so inspiring. And I'm not even I just got to the part where she's diagnosed, but she's off in Paris. She's like, the way that she's just lived, and she doesn't linger with shame. Like, she's tried drugs. She's done this. She's had this one night stand that turned into this love affair. And then this man followed her off to Paris. And no, it's not Jonathan, because I know Jonathan and I know his story. So this guy isn't him. And I'm not even up to Jonathan yet. So it's just, I'm so excited to hear about her story. And, and I'm really rooting for her to find herself back in remission. But if you are interested in something that makes you want to live urgently, if you're looking for that kind of inspiration, I highly recommend you get this book. Again, it's Between Two Kingdoms, a memoir of life interrupted, by Suleika, Jaouad. Just a
Sounds wonderful.
It is, Shanti, I keep thinking about you. I think that you would really, really enjoy it. But I also have a story that can finally come to an end here. Fran of Hey Fran Hey has been somehow listening to this. I'm shocked that she'd be listening to Around the Way Girls, but this little brilliant light being is cracking up at us trying to pronounce this damn lady's name. And so she was like, you know what? I'm going to get her to say her name on a voice memo. So, you know, I know there's a lot of anticipation about how the fuck do you say this woman Haz's name. I have it here.
Let's go.
And we have permission to play it on Around the Way Curls. Are you ready?
Let me move closer to my screen so I can hear
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Mariam Hasna.
It is not Hasnea. I will play it again.
Mariam Hasna.
You said it
Miriam
right. Ooh.
Hasna.
Now.
So Nicole, you are loved, but you
Nicole.
are good and wrong. And if Fran is saying Hasnea, she playing, and she's playing with her friend. Okay. So
Fran ain't know her name either. Fran just found out what it was just through us. You're welcome,
That's
Fran.
good.
Stop embarrassing yourself.
but that really, you know, that really, it kind of takes the wind out of my sails a little bit because I was enjoying all of the guessing. It really was. I was like, you know, I was about to have a poll. Like, all right, how do you say her name? But it's a beautiful name. And you hear her voice? You hear her voice? I said, I need to listen to an audiobook by you. Matter of fact, that's I would buy that. An audiobook of her just reading her
I just want her
writing.
to call it. I want to hear her audio cursing us out. Put some fucking respect on my name, all right? First of all, keep my name out all y'all motherfucking mouths, okay?
There it is.
First things first.
There it is.
Who are you?
How you say your dumbass
Shanty.
name? I don't even know how to say Antoinette.
I love to hear the callers. I love to hear the different pronunciations of the callers. Antoinette.
Yeah. Moving right along. That was partly hot shit, but I would like to big shout out to Big Frida. Big Frida has come into our hearts and minds, and we need to celebrate Big Frida because Big Frida has our own cannabis line, Royal Bud. It's finally here, and Big Frida has 3 fire strains. It already dropped August 22nd, baby. And it's only at Green Queen in LA. So, and it will be available in more stores soon. Follow Royal Bud Co. for all the info. We are not paid for this. I just want to see Black folks in cannabis win.
Her own strand.
What would it be?
Well, you have a strand for Money and Dicks, and then you have a strand for Love and Light. That
All right.
depends on how you feel.
I have an unpopular opinion. I want to get rid of Money and Dicks and Love and Light. I think we've outgrown it.
I don't feel like having this argument online right now.
No, I do though. I'm just like, we don't even talk about Money and Dicks. You went to a whole sex club and you ain't say the word dick once.
I didn't see
I
no
heard
dicks.
Asian
I saw
vaginas
Asian
50
coochies.
times.
I ain't seen no dicks. I ain't seen not one dick except on the
Child.
porno. It was a pink dick. Penis.
Well,
phallus.
anyway, we'll talk. I want the people's feedback, you know? I'm also thinking strategically about advertising and brand association, and it's just giving hesitation on the brand's ends. You know, that's what I'm feeling. It's what I'm anticipating. And I just don't know if it really encapsulates what we do. I just don't know. So more to come on that. Some other hot shit. I can't even say if it's hot or not, but I just want to know, have you watched The House of Dragons? How have we not talked about? You did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, well, then why are you bringing it
I
up
was
then, fool?
hoping that you did it, and so we could embark on this journey together.
No, I had watched that first episode, Queen.
Was it good?
It was good. They set a very good foundation. They took us back to that wonderful, terrible place, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's next.
So I was very excited to see Dem Thrones trending once again.
They apparently
on
have 5
Twitter.
spin-offs from Game of Thrones in the works. Yes.
And I'm
They
going to
try to
watch
make this
every.
into I know. They
every
said,
one
we'll
of
keep
them.
this going.
It's going to be like Marvel. It's going to be like the Marvel universe.
And that's what they were saying. All of the universes are going to connect.
I'm going to freak out.
Anyway, I'm not going to tell you what happened.
I'm
but
going to fucking freak out. I mean, I'm
It's
here
going
for
to be
it.
like Marvel. You hit it on the head.
Wow.
That's exactly what I thought.
Did you see? There's a Tweet of God account on on IG, and it's brilliant. The handle is literally like God, and it's this person who obviously doesn't believe in God, and so they keep tweeting under the name of God, and they have like millions upon millions of followers, and you just see this like white bearded, white haired human that's like looking like what a white person would think God looks like, and he tweeted, low key, the Marvel universe is better than the one I created. And I was cracking.
That's amazing.
Like that's another hot shit. If you guys are not following the
That's
Tweet of
very
God,
good.
head on over there because it's comedy. But anyway, something that is ungodly, moving right along. Shanti, you put this here. Shein, child.
All on the TikToks, the folks are sharing their experiences of opening their packages and looking on the labels of their care labels, where you would see like how to take care of the fabric, and they're saying within the text, "Need your help" on care tags, and everybody is shook. Shein, as we all know, is
Is Shein?
I don't know Shein.
Oh, okay.
We are not going to continue with that pronunciation confusion. And people are, they are already under a lot of scrutiny for their fast fashion ethics, the way that they mass produce clothing that is very flimsy and very cheap, and of course at the expense of human labor over there in China. But folks could you imagine? Help me? I need your help.
It just said help. It didn't say need your
No,
help. Right?
they said help me, help us, help pronoun. Me, like they were saying help.
pronoun. I love you. Wait, so Shein
Need your help on care tags. That's what I said.
Shein claims that this is false. So allegedly, we don't want to get sued. Recently, this is their statement. There has been some confusion about one of our product labels, the company writes. Our intention was to remind customers to help soften the fabric by using a softener when washing the garment for the first time. The fabric is digitally printed, a process which reduces the use of water as opposed to traditional water-intensive textile printing. We also want to make it clear that we have a strict code of conduct for suppliers which forbids them to use forced labor. Now listen here, Shein.
Yeah.
Don't be
Not
tricky.
China talking about
China better cut it out. It's
China
not funny.
talking about.
It's not funny. The reason why I'm laughing is because people just expect you to be dumb. But now listen, company. I don't understand how help helps me understand to put some fabric softener.
That's
in
what
the
he
shit.
said. And goddamn well, you wash that t-shirt, that shit gonna disintegrate the next day anyway.
Baby, listen.
They
Now,
said, well, what you have to realize is that when we congregate together and we put the fabric softener up upon the enmeshing of the standards, we didn't mean anything by that, and you are welcome. You're like, what?
What?
Okay.
But wait. But the other thing about it is that they're trying to say that their fabric is digitally printed, a process which reduces the use of water. Shein, you put each garment in plastic and ship it to me. I don't need those individual plastic
What that
bags.
got to do with the need help on the tag? They
Right.
said, no, listen.
They were like, listen, let's distract them. We're fighting climate change. No, the fuck you're not. Shein, cut it out. And I know half of the people listening to this episode is on Shein's website right now. Get off of there. I'm done with
buying
Shein.
that shit. No, for real. In terms of ecology, in terms of people, it is bad with a capital B-A-D. It's bad. And listen, child, It's bad. And these
I'm
people
sad.
need
We're
help.
laughing, and I'm really sad because this is basically if this is true, then I can't even imagine the conditions these people are working in. Because the way Shin chugs out those goddamn orders
It ain't
and,
right.
and the inventory, I just
Ugly.
can't even imagine.
Flipping it.
Flawless. How
They got
many
kids,
people?
they got
Yeah.
women's, they got men's.
There's no way you can mass produce. I just don't understand. How can you mass produce that much and have your prices that cheap without having some sort of forced labor? Stop.
The way
Stop
they
it.
tried to hoodwink us. I
They
said,
did that statement was wild. that was giving Republicans how they just be saying any old thing. Also, we never even talked about. Did we ever? This is an aside. How the Republicans want to defund the FBI now, but
No, child.
we'll get over that. Anyway, you have another one, Sheila. Beware of men who are unemotionally or emotional. Can't read. Go ahead.
So this human here on TikTok, I'm gonna bring this up. This man, this is a hot take. I'm curious as to what you think about this.
I
This
heard it.
podcaster by the name of Ace Metaphor, former bad guy turned good. Already don't trust him when people say stuff like that. That's like foodie. When people say they're foodies, you like you. I'm a foodie. I'm a good bad guy turned good. But anyway, let's take a listen here.
That don't like women, but they're sexually unattracted to men, and they have no choice but to deal with you. And they act like it, don't they? Like, these men don't like women for real. They don't bond with women. They don't emotionally connect with women. They prefer to be around men. They respect men. They get along with men. They see men as their equals. They do not view you as it. But the only reason they're with you is because they're not sexually attracted to the men. If it wasn't for sex or power, they wouldn't be with you. I need.
Did you catch all that internet?
I heard it. I just want you to know that you're going to have to record that as a different file and add that into the episode. But that's an aside. I put it in the notes.
My thing is like, yeah. But women talk about this shit all the time about how we wouldn't fuck with men. Men ain't shit. I don't really like them. They're the only reason that I mess with men. I wish I was gay, but I can't be gay because I'm only sexually attracted to men. And we joke about it. We make memes about it. And like, this sounds bad toxic what he's saying. And I know a lot of niggas that are like that. It's giving homoerotic a little bit, the way that I feel like he's trying to imply a little bit. But I just feel like women feel this way often, and we joke about it and it's accepted. But this is like,
I think it's a little different.
alarm.
I think it's a little different. One, because I love men. I don't always love dating them. I love them though. I got mad male friends. Ooh, love them. But baby, dating them is hard because you be like, wait, do you have a soul or a heart? What is going on? Do you like me
I
as a
don't see
person?
that's different.
It's different. I think, girl, you know some of the men in my life who I love, who I would never date in a billion years. Think about it.
Because
Love
maybe
them
they don't
down.
really like women. Maybe they are those men that don't
that's
really
what
like
he's
women.
saying. So that's the question. It's like I love
okay.
men. It's hard to date some of them. I still want to because I like them. I like being around them. What he's saying is he's saying I don't know if men actually like women.
Some men. Yeah.
Some men. I think that it goes both ways. I don't know if people like their partners. I hate this man, woman, fucking men versus women thing. I do think that there are some people who are dating people they don't like, but that they are just with because they like sex or they like the companionship or they just feel like that. I don't know. I don't know how many people like themselves enough to like anybody else.
Not
It's just
taking it to the
I'm
edge.
taking it too far.
We're taking it. That's why we can't do hot takes, because you always just bring it back. Like, we can never just go and be
Shut
rah
up.
rah. They be all
Yeah,
hype
it's
on the
true.
other podcasts and be like,
I
yeah,
know.
they had like no, but we were like, but it's the self love and acceptance. Do we like ourselves?
Do we? Do you like yourself? I'm serious. Do you like yourself?
Traumatized young boys that need our affection.
It's a lot of traumatized young women too.
Girl,
It's a lot of them. I said it. Hot take, ladies. Non-binaries as well. Some of y'all hate yourselves too. We're all fucked up. And until we understand that and until we do that work, we are not going to have successful partnerships.
and this
You
finger
can't hate
pointing
yourself and love somebody else.
Where did that come from? I hate yourself.
Me,
and love
my heart
somebody
and
else.
soul.
No, that's a rap.
I ain't never
line.
heard that.
Hate yourself, but you love
You
the
never
wealth.
want to give me credit when I drop some fucking. You never
That's a
want to give me
rap line.
credit.
You hate yourself, but you love their wealth. Walking around wearing Korean nails. I think it was Laura Hill or some
That
shit.
was Lauren talking about. She was like the Philly girls. Philly girls.
Not Philly
Philly
girl.
girls. You did. Philly girls let sell their souls because it's in. Look at where you been. Hair weaves like Europeans. Fake nails done by Koreans.
She
Come
said
again.
You hate yourself, but they love their wealth. Oh, that's Kanye.
That's
All right, anyway,
Kanye.
we go- yes, he did.
Not you mistaken. Kanye. for
Same
Lauren.
difference. Lauren,
No.
Gemini's
Very
on the mental health spectrum, dealing with their things. I hear you, Queen. I hear
Do
you.
you hear me?
Yeah. I feel like what I heard from you is
God. Y'all, I just want you to know it's 11:22 at night while we're recording this. I probably shouldn't say that because sis is going to call back and be like, you got to do this episode again when you're more fresh.
we're a bit delirious at this point. But stop telling them the secrets because that's basically putting your I need help in the tag. Like you can't be letting the fucking
Chachi's running a
podcast.
sweatshop.
No.
Let me be free. This is my third episode of the day.
Listen, you can't be letting people know. You gotta
People
keep-
think it's me. I ended the last episode was like, do we need to record this one tonight?
I
And
ain't
he
trying
was
to do
like,
this
"Sis."
all fucking week, Chad. Damn it. The weekend, we just got the weekend ahead of us. Anyway, I forgot
No,
what I
this
was
comes
talking
out
about.
Thursday. We could have recorded next week. Go ahead.
But again, this is back of the house stuff because then it comes out that we're actually recording twice a week. But that's basically what's happening anyway.
No,
But-
let's go. You went on and on and on too damn long on the last episode. I texted you and said, hey, you're
put a
going
marker
too
where
long,
this is so we
Sheila.
can cut this out of the.
No, it's good. This is good banter. Just keep it in. Fuck it. Next topic. I dropped the
Like,
gem on a
can y'all
TikTok. joke. I
please
wanna-
not break up? Like, please stop arguing on the episode.
Are we
Excuse me.
arguing? I don't feel like we're arguing at all.
This
Come on,
is
you
a-
got a new joint.
This one is really interesting. Internet. I don't know if you saw this, but social media reacts to the firing of therapists who went on TikTok and urged Black men to seek therapy. Shabri Rawls is a therapist, went on TikTok and gave a very, very provocative pitch for Black men to seek therapy. She says things like, go to therapy. It's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Bitches are not tolerating that. Y'all think bitches just want to argue with y'all because y'all refuse to expand your emotional vocabulary. We don't. It's to provide clarity for both of us and y'all dusty bitches. So the way that she went on to invite men into therapy was very provocatively, lots of colloquialisms, calling women bitches, and also
Dusty bitches. I want her on the next episode.
she was saying, we should have her on the next episode. She says, when you expand your emotional vocabulary, you can expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how you can navigate in this bitch. This is a fucking weird ass world that is hard on y'all.
That
Like,
was
let's acknowledge
he was
that the
calling
world
the world a bitch.
is very difficult for y'all, but y'all not making it any easier, bruh. take that shit that's on your chest. Y'all are doing a disservice to yourself.
She ain't said nothing but a word, and she ain't called. I didn't hear a dusty bitch. She called the world a bitch.
No, what ended up happening was that she put this on TikTok. It went viral. And a Black woman who saw this got her clinical ID. I don't know what the professional wording for was it, but found her place of employment.
Snitch. Like,
and she was fired.
Oh, man.
A lot of people have responses. A lot of Black men are like, yo, this shaming tone that you are sharing this information is the reason why Black men are triggered and don't open up in the first place. Like, why you got to talk like that? All types of responses. Give me, you share your response while I
hear it, but I will say,
well, girl, you done heard it.
I'm playing, but I just feel like some people's attempt to be relatable, and Lauren said, and even after all my logic and my theory, I had a motherfucker so you ignorant niggas hear me, right? Lauren said that. And I think some people take it a little too far sometimes. I do think that duality is a thing, but when you are dealing with people's mental health, there's a certain care and tenderness that I think the masses need. It would be different if she was talking to someone she knows, a homie who she has like a very clear relationship with and understands that language and that approach would resonate with them. But to just put that out there in that way feels a little naive and pedestrian. But wait, what?
My God.
It does. It just feels like miss.
She calls her pedestrian.
I mean, take it easy. I feel, you know what? I don't want to get in trouble because I don't want to be the person that's, censuring men. But I feel sorry for men. I just be like, damn, I don't know how to get y'all to help and love and care that y'all need. Because, I don't know if you know what you need and I don't. And if you don't know what you need, I don't know how the fuck we gonna know what you need or how you need it. That might have resonated with some people. I'm positive it didn't resonate with others. And it's just unfortunate. I feel bad for her that she lost her job. Maybe she needed to. I really don't know. Therapy is tricky because you're still just talking to humans who are fucked up too.
You got this fucked up human trying to help you unravel your fucked upness. So damn well.
I thought the name
this
of the
bitch
episode,
gonna go on her TikTok and talk about it.
Listen, I thought the name of the episode was usually Tuesday Sex Club, but it might be You're Fucked Up. We're all fucked up.
You fucked up and you're not going to be all right.
Oh no.
Someone said this is such a dangerous pop culture articulation of Black male mental health issues. Pathologizing and speaking down to patients struggling to find words for trauma is not best practice in any literature I have read. This shaming tactic is why Black men don't pursue therapy.
What do you think?
I think it was distasteful. I think that her message was important. I think a lot of doctors during COVID went and shared their hot takes, their experiences of what they experienced in the field. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her doing that. I think she could even, do it in her voice and not. I think she could have done that in a different way and it been probably less impactful because it didn't go viral. She was provocative, get the people going. But there is also like respectability politics. I feel that we're all spiraling in as well. And like, she didn't say anything wrong. She didn't give up any clients' names. It was just her delivery that made people. What's the word I was using? Damn, I lost it.
Prickle
Prickle the edges. It made people feel nasty.
I also think
ghetto.
we're getting caught up in this world where folks want to go viral. It's no way she put that on TikTok and didn't want to go viral.
Right.
You know, everybody's their own celebrity.
Well, child, she out there. She black. She done fucked up now. She might as well become an influencer for real, while she got the momentum, because she ain't gonna be no therapist.
Was she fired, or was she was fired? Was her license rescinded? Do we know? Like, can she still practice?
I think she can practice. I believe. I actually don't know. I
She's a therapist or psychologist? I actually don't know how
I
it
don't
works.
know. She's
Okay.
not psychologist. I think can
Prescribe.
prescribe drugs. So
Psychiatrists can. Psychologist is different. Psychiatrists can prescribe drugs. I might be wrong on that too. I don't think so. So I think I'm right. I don't know.
Either way, blessings for all of the people affected. I'd be pissed too. Not pissed, but I'd be like, damn, she wilding a little bit.
Watch one of us get fired. Well, you don't have a job where you work for yourself. If I get fired from my job from anything I say on here, you gotta hire me. At Sable. I'm scared. Moving right along.
Canceled and then my whole livelihood.
Next up, this is interesting. Come on.
Hot takes. We're taking it there. We got the hottest shit on the streets. White girls are losing their motherfucking edges as well. The beloved, grown now, JoJo Siwa, done lifted up.
Who the
Her
fuck is
side.
that?
You don't know who JoJo Siwa is? Wow.
Google this human. No.
She's a very weird child star that, like, Google JoJo Siwa young.
See her.
She had these tight ass ponytails, tight as a motherfucker. She had this bone on her forehead, and now she's bald on the side. JoJo Siwa now identified. I don't know if I might be misgendering JoJo. JoJo's now. I guess this is irrelevant. JoJo done cut her hair, has a boy cut now. JoJo done lifted up the side, and she just is bald on her edges as your aunt, child. Just
See it, child. Stress rash. She had a stress rash.
white people
on
call
her
it
head.
stretch as
What?
What
Stress
they call it?
rash. Say that
That's
3
what the
times
white
fast.
folks are saying.
From tight ponytails. We call them the bumps.
We call them your edges going. Nah, JoJo, your edges
no,
going, bitch.
I'm nervous for her. Her haircut cute though. That haircut's cuter than them ponytails.
All of
Oh,
us.
Her hair loss does not seem permanent.
And no,
She gotta
there
get that
edge
oil.
love.
It's some oil on the shade room. That shit look like it worked.
Jamaican
No,
castle?
it's some oil on the shade room. I don't follow the shade room anymore, so I don't know the name. I'm trying to be better with my life. But there's some oil that these people, I mean, it has like 4 million reviews saying that this helped their hair come back. I sent it to Jazz, actually. I could go in my DMs and figure out what it was. But poor JoJo. Also, white people should lose their hair. We should all lose our hair equally.
But I think
Why
white
is
people
there, like,
aren't
a different
sharing
thing?
the consequences of their enslavement to beauty and the slick back and
Oh,
all
I
that
see.
shit either. White folks is bald headed on the edges as well.
Can I say something?
No.
So, you know them dumbass buns I've been wearing, them little ass buns? I got a little thinning right at the top of my head where I've been
See?
pulling.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, I want it tight. I want it slicked back. So I use 2 hair ties and pull it as tight as humanly possible. Maybe it's pulling my
You about
face
to
up
be-
and getting
yeah.
rid of some of my wrinkles. I
The
don't
edges
know
gonna be
why I'm
going
doing it.
too.
But it's not affecting my edges. It's affecting the top of my hair. I'm enslaved.
I was enslaved when I was growing my hair back, enslaved to a head wrap. I used to tie it right. Remember, I like put a head
Oh,
wrap in
yeah.
the middle, a little dawn. That I was bald, but it's grown back, and now
Oh,
this
yeah, I
is my
remember
glow
that little
stuff
bald.
up. Remember my bald spot?
Yeah.
Shout out to
Tricky.
the white women that are bald headed. Ain't got no edges either. Bald headed, skittle diddle. That's your song. Ain't got no hair in the middle. Did you know that song?
Why is that my song?
Because you're thinning in the middle.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to reel it in. we're going to have some voicemails. And Shanti's going to talk about psychedelics after these messages. Oh, you should sing it. We haven't done that in so long.
These messages will be right back.
Boop. And we are back. So, as promised, we have the voicemails. And first up, I have stress because I don't have it. I don't have it ready. Can you please get rid of that break time? Where the fuck is this voicemail? Did I play it already? Maybe I played it already last week. One moment, please. I can't stand myself. It's just not prepared. No search. Wow, I don't know what the fuck happened. All right, well, that one's out. Do you want to talk about what we feel? Fuck.
What? What?
I have stress. Where is that one? I guess I played that already. It's so hard to keep track of these. Let's do Are You a Bad Friend?
Uh-oh.
Stressed out. What you looking at on your phone?
Asians learning how to defend themselves from a bad boy. Asian boy.
Why you? I can't even hear you.
Just Instagram scrolling.
Oh. All right, ready, Sheila? Can you put the time in? And we are back. So, as promised, we have a voicemail, and this person actually has a question for us, which is very exciting. We might have answers, or we might answer your question with more questions. Shanti, can you pause? Because I still can't find it. Hold on. I am so tired. One moment, please. I'm embarrassing myself because I'm not editing this video. It's too much going on in my life. Hold on. Where is this shit? Why is it? Where did the voicemails go? What's happening? Hi, Around the Way Girls. Here it is. Okay, ready? All right, new time. The time is 52:46. And we are back. So as promised, we have a new voicemail. And this person actually asked a question, and I love questions. So let's see what they have to say.
Hi, Around the Way Curls. It's AJ, your girl. Hey, Shanti. Hey, Antoinette. I have a question. Are you a horrible person as a friend if you're sick and tired of talking to friends who all they do is complain about life? I understand that I'm in a very rare breed of women who like to watch sports, don't like to go out a lot, and if I do, it's going to be on a rare weekend where people don't want to go or they don't want to go to a game, as far as my girlfriends. And then you have guys that if they are available, they're somewhere far, and I don't have a freaking car to go see them and hang out. And today I just got tired because now it's been a couple days in a row. My friend has texted me to death about how bored she is, how lonely she is, and how she wants to travel, and do I want to come? And I'm always saying the same thing. No, I don't have enough PTO days, and I'm just not worried about not having a boyfriend all the time. And even if I am, I don't need to talk about it every time I talk to you on the phone. I mean, am I just, dead inside, I guess? I mean, I'm 43, and my friend's older than me. And most of my friends who are single, if they're not already going out and doing stuff and just unsuccessful, they're just complaining. And I just don't know how to deal with most of the small friend group I have just being so whiny. Help. Am I a bitch? Please tell me.
No, but you're funny. I'll tell you that. Oh, no. Shanti, you go first. Radical honesty.
Radical honesty. I feel like there's a time and place for you to share with your friend, or ask questions so that the friend can see themselves a little bit clearly. I wish I had that set up of what those questions would be that you could ask them. But like, what are you enjoying, or what does bring you joy, or do you have anybody else that you can call and text in this moment? But something that will help jolt her out and see herself, because people be on there rant and don't realize that they're even doing it.
Yeah.
And downloading on you. And for whatever reason, that's your pattern for accepting that thing. So you gotta be like, what is it about me that be taking that on?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I actually have a friend in my life who can sometimes be a bit negative, and I'm like, "Woo, child, you got it." I know you didn't. Cut it out, Blue. Sorry. She can just. I'm so sorry. She just started tearing. Look, I wish I could show y'all. My snake plant is on the floor. It is. And
Oh, no, you didn't. I love it.
Wait, can I?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Wait, I don't want to. Wait, because my house is also a mess. I don't want to embarrass myself. But look at my snake plant. Look what she just did. Y'all keep. Oh, I'm
Oh,
embarrassed.
no, she didn't.
You
Ass
did?
whooping. Yeah.
This is what I was like, oh, no, you did. Just tearing it up. Lawless. Anyway, I'm sorry. She, this episode.
This
episode is last.
I either want us to give you the hot takes free shit, or we talking serious stuff now. Pick your poison.
So anyway, this friend can tend to be that way. And I had to have a talk with her and say, you know, this is actually unhealthy for you. You're going to cause disease in your body.
Well, you said that.
I am actually, yeah, I said, I'm actually really concerned, because I started off with what makes you happy? What's going good right now? Like, let's practice, like, or I would even try to lead by example and say, I've really been trying to practice gratitude. I know sometimes things are hard, and I even invited her to join me in like texting each other what we're grateful for at night. And she was like, fuck out of here with that woo shit. And so I had to just tell her, like, listen, she was going off one day, and she could see me just shrinking and going in, and like my chest becoming concave, because I just wanted to protect myself from her energy. Mm-hmm. And like you, AJ, I'm very much into sports. She's not. Like, there's some things that I'm really into that she just has no interest in. So the hang is we also had to have that conversation of, we're in two different places, and I'm interested in X, you're interested in Y, and I still deeply love you. But it's we have to find like some compromises here. But I did tell her, like, it's not healthy for you, and I'm concerned because I love you. And there's so much good going in your life. And these are the things that I see, and I just hope that you can see them as well and find space to celebrate them. I don't know what to tell you about the single thing, because that shit, as somebody that's single, you don't be wanting to hear nothing from none of your friends. Like, well, girl, at least you could go out and mingle. And you're like, shut up. I don't be wanting to hear that. So just ignore that. But just, I don't know, gently remind her. And then maybe I can't be your friend. Do you like them?
Whoa, my God.
Do you like them?
That's the next podcast topic. Do you like your friends?
Or are they just your friends because they've been your friends? Shakti, do you like me?
I do.
I like you too. I do. I like you and I love you.
Because we'd be in trouble if I didn't like you.
Same. So thank you so much for calling, AJ. We hope that is helpful. I don't know if it was. It was, right? We gave a little something there. But we also have a return caller. This young lady called a bit ago, and she was giving us the rundown on her life. And she was in need of some advice. She was struggling. Her name was Maya. she was, I think, out in the Midwest somewhere, working a million jobs, going to school, doing all the damn things. And remember her?
Trying to
And
figure out what she wanted, what she liked.
trying to figure out what she wanted.
Oh, Maya.
Feeling lonely out there because she didn't have the friend group. So she called back to give us an update. So let's listen to what she's saying.
Hey, Shanti and the internet. I just wanted to reach out again. My name is Maya. I left a message a few months ago, and I was talking about being a grad student and navigating a lot of things alone. And I just wanted to, I guess, follow up. This summer, I worked as a waitress at nighttime. Getting off really, really late every night. I had to complete my graduate research during the daytime, you know, interviewing folks, coordinating, planning events, doing all sorts of things. I also got an internship that kind of allowed me to just elevate my research a little bit more. And on top of that, I worked another job for my aunt's Airbnb, cleaning. And I was really embarrassed to tell people that I was cleaning. I was making good money, but it's just not something I felt like I could tell people and just be straightforward and honest about. Because I felt like, you know, if everyone is working a job where they're in an office and they get to wear like pretty clothes and, you know, make lots of money, I felt really embarrassed saying like, oh yeah, I clean for like an extra $200, $300 a week or so. And my goal after a heartbreak at the beginning of the summer was to make some money and buy a car, because when I was in grad school, I was really, really depressed because I didn't have the freedom to go anywhere freely like I do when I'm living in New York City. I'm in New York City now, at home for the summer, but I go to school upstate. And I did it. I got my goal. I made this money. I bought the car. I love my car. And I don't know. I often listen to the episodes where you guys talk about comparison being the thief of joy. And I just keep looking at everyone I know having parents with money, having families with money, you know, maybe securing a job with lots of money and traveling the world, going out to eat, having all these really fun experiences. And I'm just so fucking jealous. I'm so jealous. And it's hard, you know. I had a lot of fun this summer, doing a lot of Hood Rat shit, doing a lot of shit that was free, doing a lot of stuff that was inexpensive, doing a lot of stuff in my own hood, doing things like finessing people at bars, people that wanted my number, just, you know, finding.
Oh, she got cut off. 1 second.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize I was talking for that long, but this is Maya. Anyway, I feel like to say that I don't really know how to navigate these really big feelings that I'm having, where I feel proud of myself, you know? I'm proud of myself. No one, my parents, my friends, my family, no one has really given me the words of affirmation that I feel like I really wanted. And I've learned to give it to myself of like, you did that. You did an amazing job. I'm so proud of you. But at the same time, I'm just like, how is it that I accomplished this really big goal? And I'm 24, and I'm like one of the only one of my friends that has a car now. And it's something I really needed, and it's so useful, and it's made my life so much more like happier and easier. But I don't know why I still feel so behind, despite doing something that was so big. And maybe I just need to stop watching other people. Maybe I just need to be more grateful. I don't know what it is, but I wonder, how do you all kind of navigate, one, feeling like you're like the hood rat friend sometimes, like you're the one that's still living in the hood, still not making a lot of money, still, you know, not able to do all these big girl things, and then also just not letting other people's success undermine your own. Thank you for listening. Bye.
You can.
Because you think I'm the hood rat friend? She's like, this applies to you. All right, Maya. I can relate to being the person in the group. In New York, in my New York group, I definitely feel most often I am technically on paper the person that is still striving in their career, that financially is not as well off. I guess status-wise, it doesn't, well, status-wise in terms of what society values, isn't as high on the list as most of the company that I keep. And the company that I keep, I'm honest with them about that. I'm honest with them about the discrepancy in finance, in status, and I don't put myself down about it. It's just to put it out there that, like, you know, I can't do certain things, or if I do, I have to be mindful about X, Y, and Z, right? And that can be hard because it's very hard to not compare yourself and your trajectory to other people's, especially when you are working as hard as you work, and you might even feel like you're working harder than some folks who either just have privilege or popped off for whatever reason, whatever the case is, and it can feel like a reflection of you. I have people in my life who affirm me. I have people in my life who I know see my intrinsic value. And when I'm with them, I can feel that. There isn't much discomfort. It's when I'm in my own head that I feel uncomfortable. And I think it's really important that you sit and figure out if it's in your head or if people are making you feel that way. Because there have been some times when I was around other people where I'm like, oh, you actually like making people feel less than because you have. And I'm no longer around those people. I'm not interested in that energy. And then I'm really proud of you for saving your money, getting your car, having your freedom. I am concerned that you're working these hours in order to make it happen, but I understand sometimes you got to do what you got to do in order to have a little bit of happiness. So I wish ease for you. Again, that's where I'm at. I wish ease for you, and I wish for you to really understand and honor your own intrinsic value, and to not get caught up in the mind fuck that is like, my resume doesn't read like this, my bank account doesn't read like this, so I'm somehow a hood rat, or I'm somehow less than, or I'm somehow like dead weight, you know? I don't want that for you. I want you to be around people who remind you of how great you are and who make you feel valuable. I don't know. This world will fuck with your head. Most often it's us looking at ourselves doing it. And I actually don't have the answer for that because I struggle with it as well. So, Chapti?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I think it's important for you to start connecting with what you really want and what your desire really is. And always interrogating, do I really want that, or is that attached to status? How do I really want to feel? Are the things that you want always material things, And if they are, then you need to go deeper to like, all right, well, what are those material things going to make you feel? Because it's normally we are attached to feeling a certain way more than having things. Things make us feel a way. So you can just start observing yourself more and try to be as best that you can. It's really hard to be a little less judgmental and give yourself more compassion. And I think that you are learning how to do that, especially with you bigging yourself up and building your self-esteem. Because that's what you're doing. You're basically building your self-esteem, and won't take years to do it. You're only 24. So this kind of self-reflection and this work ethic that you have and this interrogation that you're beginning, I think is only going to lead you towards deeper discoveries and making wiser decisions and really centering your happiness and ease. I wish that for you. So keep going, girlfriend. Keep going.
Yeah. And thank you so much for calling. Again, we love to hear from the Around the Way Curls community. And if you have, something you want to get off your chest, something you want to say to us, you got a bone to pick, you got a suggestion, you have an offering, please give us a call at 215-948-2780. That's 215-948-2780. And with that, on this bonus Kiki episode of the week, we're going to go into politics. And I would like to segue into a girl, Maya. Guess what? Working for the man and getting these high-paying jobs and going into this corporate world, it really ain't it. Because guess what? Businesses are tracking employees' production. And it's fucking wild. Both Shanti and I listened to The Daily, and they had a recent episode about this where they were talking about how because so many workers are working from home, that businesses are now using new technology in your business computer, your laptop, where they are taking random screenshots of your computer screen every 10 minutes, and then also utilizing the camera on your computer to take a picture of you. And it is assessing your productivity. So if you are not sitting by your screen, that is basically going into databases where they're showing how productive you actually are and are not. This came to the forefront when a woman, I don't remember her name, I don't even think they said her name, but there was a woman who noticed she had a high paying job. She was making like $250,000 or something a year, and she noticed that her paycheck was a little short. Well, it comes to find out it was a little short because of this technology. The technology was screenshotting her and her actual person, which is really just, I don't understand how that's even legal, and her computer screen, and determining what her pay would be. And if she wasn't sitting there at the exact moment that random screenshot happened within that 10-minute window, she wasn't paid for that full 10 minutes, which goes on to say that this is actually faulty technology, because what if you had to go to the bathroom, but you were working the rest of the 10 minutes? What if you were on the phone with your boss or with an employee still working? What if you printed out documents, which a lot of people do, and were reading it in that fashion and not on your screen? What if and she was, I think, analyzing some sort of data herself, and was like, there were a lot of numbers that she had to run. And so she would honestly work some of those problems out by hand on her desk. But if she wasn't looking at the screen, she was docked. Surprisingly, there are mixed what is the word? Reactions? Mixed reactions. Responses, thank you, on this. Some people, Black women, are cited by saying that they actually appreciate this technology.
Black people are so fucking,
aren't they?
Abuse syndrome is so deep.
I know. They actually appreciate this technology because they're like, I work harder than that mediocre white man, And so this is a way to actually,
Prove it.
excuse me?
Prove it.
To prove it, but to have substantial like numbers and data behind this notion that I work harder than X. I'm more productive for the company. I'm more dedicated. I deserve a raise. They feel like this data gives them what we were talking about before. It gives them a leg to stand on when they want to have these kind of negotiations at work. Other folks are like, this is wild and a violation, and it also is faulty and it shouldn't exist. Other folks are opting into this. There are people within the MTA that have the quote unquote white collar jobs where they're not doing the manual labor of like moving the trains and driving the buses, cleaning the buses, et cetera, et cetera. But they're the higher ups, and they actually opted for this to be installed in their work computers so that they could have the option of working home, not the full week, 1 day a week. And they're being monitored 5 days a week. They actually said, fine, cool, monitor me. I don't give a fuck. I'm desperate to stay home. To me, it just shows that our conditioning is insane, that we think this is okay. And that we actually think that this proves productivity. Me staring at my screen does not prove that I'm being productive, in all honesty. A lot of the work that I do does require me to be by my computer, but it also requires me to problem solve. And I don't necessarily have to do that by sitting there at the screen. Sometimes I need to walk away and figure out what is the best solution for this. Sometimes I need to go to the fucking bathroom. Sometimes I need to make dinner for myself. I actually sent this to my HR department and asked, is this technology being used on my work computer? And I was told no.
That's the scary part, is that not all businesses are letting their employees know. About 75% of businesses who do use the surveillance technology do not tell their employees that they are using it. And also it's susceptible to different biases, because the computer data, and whether it's reading the eye level, reading facial recognition, all of these things, of course, we know are faulty when it comes to melanated skin. And just similar to what you said, it's dystopian to me. It's really weird. It's really fucked up, because just like you said, it's not giving any credit to the human management, in which people actually have conversations and figure out what's going on in somebody's life if they are slacking on their work. Two, it's this idea, just like you said, that if we're just moving or on the screen or moving our mouse around, the actual work is being done, which oftentimes
We're wrong. Can you write this time down? Go ahead, Sheila. Just really fast. For the patrons, we just had a technical difficulty. All of a sudden, our platform crashed, so we're coming back in now. Go ahead, Shanti.
it just becomes this really data-driven, dehumanized point of driving productivity that doesn't really have any care for actually how productivity works and like how people need, I don't know, just like you said, nuance. People have kids, babies cry, they have illnesses that come up. They need to take a moment to breathe because they're having a fucking panic attack at work and they need to take a minute to go huff into a brown paper bag or like throw up because they're stressed. I don't know.
Also,
it just feels,
just because you're doing a bunch of work does not mean you're being productive. As somebody that works in project management and I have to look at budget, I can't tell you how many people are wasting budget by doing work that is so unnecessary and inefficient and a joke. I'd rather people log the fuck off and stop wasting the budget than to keep going around in circles the way they do sometimes.
terrible, scary.
Yeah. I do want to say, on the other hand, there are businesses that said, hey, some of my people aren't even fucking available to me. Sometimes I'll call employees and they don't even answer the phone. I can't get a hold of them. So I had no other choice but to use this. So, and I know people, baby, when you're on Teams, that away message, or that, it's not away, it's like the idle, but it says away, but it means that you're idle. It means that you have not touched your fucking computer, and they'll tell you how long. And you're just like pinging this person, and
quiet
who
quitting.
the fuck knows them? They're not quiet quitting. They're just like, they probably, I mean, I had somebody who would be like, oh, I'm out walking my dog every 2 fucking seconds. And it was like, bro, like, what are you doing? So I'm sure some truth to people working from home and taking advantage, but I don't know if this is the way to
Especially
relegate
if they're
it.
not, people are not having a choice to opt in. I feel it's the
Yes.
surveillance part that feels the grossest.
They
and
have
like
to
a
be aware.
violation.
They have
A
to be aware.
recommendation for those people who do want to shop on Amazon as well as work. The recommendation is to always use your personal computer and make sure that you are not on the same browser or whatever internet connection as your business if they do provide that for you. So that was a tip from the white lady on NPR.
Yeah. What a mess. Anything else, Sheila? You
For
got
people
some
that-
bits here.
Are reeling from trauma, whether it be workplace, whether it be from war, family life, anybody that has post-traumatic stress syndrome. Biden out here being radical. Biden a hippie, throwing money out for people, just open up the floodgates for healthcare. He's preparing to legalize psychedelic uses of medicine. Excuse me, I need to say that better. The Biden administration is preparing for legal psychedelic use within 2 years. The FDA will approve psilocybin and MDMA therapies. In a study, the trial conducted with psychedelic-assisted therapy found that MDMA paired with counseling brought marked relief to patients with severe post-traumatic stress disorder. There's a couple things that I just gets on my nerves around Western medicine, modern, whatever. These indigenous people have been licking toads,
Thank you.
smoking, eating mushrooms, these people have had the keys to opening up folks' minds and hearts for years. So many indigenous practices. And then this white guy want to come around, first stigmatize it, make it illegal, jail people, ruin families, put people in debt. Most importantly, make these type of therapies that are really remarkably effective. What's the word? People can't have access to them. And then they're like, oh yeah, this shit really do work. And we got like 5, tech boys and billionaires that are investing
That
in this.
part.
Now,
And
let's
it can
get
be
the
taxed,
FDA
so.
to do this. We got investors behind it. Now we get some tax money from it. Open the floodgates.
Yep.
Made it here. Give it to Johnson & Johnson or whoever else is like some opioid
Pfizer.
family that's getting rich off of the way that they basically abuse the population. But
I couldn't agree more. That was,
Y'all could get
you said
high.
everything.
y'all can get
You said
high
it.
now.
You said everything that I was thinking. I was not shaking my head because I'm against psychedelic drugs or the use of them. I'm shaking my head because exactly now you are co-opting again, colonizing the shit out of it, figuring out how to profit off of it. And, the pharmaceutical companies will go wild. Good for them.
And moving
Soon we'll
out.
go to the doctor and get ayahuasca. Soon enough.
Ooh, that gives me chills. These people that have been doing these for centuries and centuries and are actually tapped into
The
the
spirituality
practice
behind
of
it.
right? The real practice, the portals,
The real practice.
the portals that are opened that can guide you through.
Exactly.
Now you're ripping that.
And
Yeah.
it's gonna turn into some old Western bullshit. It's gonna turn into yoga to a hip hop beat.
Oh, that makes me really sad. God
Yep.
damn it! Hot takes, hot takes, hot takes. lastly, again, this is all my, I'm very excited about this. First of all, I love listening to BBC News. I love to hear their court hearings or whatever they have, their parliament hearings, where a nigga will go up and be like,
Yo,
we want him gone. And then everybody's in the background like, yeah. They're like,
it feels so lawless. I'm like, yo, there's no order. Y'all just screaming.
Boris Johnson has been an abomination to this country for years now. He
They
has
fucking
to
hate
go.
Boris. They hate
they're
Boris.
like,
Boris is out of here. Boris is out of here. They say you got to go.
Anyway, apparently the masses have that same energy due to what's going on with fuel and energy, the Russian war, Ukraine, and just the way that so many oil companies profit and exploit these situations in which they can. It has come to that about 15 million people in the UK have been pushed into fuel poverty. Fuel poverty is defined as having to spend over 10% of net income on fuel. And this is expected to happen by January 2023. That is, what, 6 months from now? 4 months? That is very,
No
very
time.
soon. The report predicts that even with a £400 fuel rebate offered by the government, over 80% of large families, parents, and pensioner couples will fall into fuel poverty. And so in response to this, there has been this rising grassroots opposition called Don't Pay UK that is asking the masses to withhold their energy payments and to go on a strike beginning October 1st with the hope that by having a million people, or is that, what's that? A million pledges by, October 1st, they will then begin their energy strike and hopefully get the attention of these gas companies who have earned up to $82 billion in profit between April and June of 2021. So I don't know if it was this episode or another episode, but like, all right, maybe not paying your taxes is not a realistic thing, but also maybe it is in terms of how when people realize their power, we were talking about these quiet quitters, we are talking about people being increasingly fed up with the amount of debt that they have and just the ways they just can't have their basic needs met. And this feels like a global situation that's occurring, that when people gather together, they get attention, if anything, and they also see the power of their numbers together. So I'm rooting for these people. Don't Pay UK. I'm rooting for them. I hope that they get the government's attention to step in and maybe offer more rebates or like somehow get these fucking oil companies in check who are just hiding behind the war in Iraq and all these things that the war in Ukraine, all these things that they can't control, while they make billions of dollars in profit. And could you imagine 10% of your net income would have to go to
No, that's too
your
much.
gas bill?
That's too much.
10%?
That's too much. I said it. 10%.
Imagine if you had school
Net?
loans on top of that.
10% net or gross?
Said net.
Probably gross. Oh, net. Net?
They said. That's what they had said. Net income. Defined
That's
as
too
having
much.
to spend over exactly.
Wait, that's
That's a lot of money. And these are people that I was listening to the segment where people have sick children. They have businesses that they have to run that are also dealing with inflation. So power to the motherfucking people. Y'all wild out here, yay, yip. Fight the powers that be over there.
I just heard what you yip. Yo, shout out to all the London listeners. Not London, UK.
Isn't it? That's crazy, isn't it? Fuck it up.
Oh my
over there.
God. Ciao. Anyway, all right, well, here we are. We made it, Shanti. I would
My might not be able to go to sleep tonight.
I know. Listen, everybody, again, we needed to take a little break from our more questions and answers. So you got it's like when The View does a full episode of Hot Topics. You know, you got a full week of Hot Topics from us. Full week of Kiki. We will be back next week with our more questions and answers segment. But you know, it was getting a little heavy for us. We were divulging a lot, doing a lot of spiritual work. So we just needed, you know, a little play. Okay? We try to incorporate play into our life. And boy, were we playing with this one. So
So sorry.
with that, I think we're going to be out. Peace and blessings. Bye. This is going to be so hard to edit. That's all I was thinking. I was trying to write these notes like, it's actually, this one is not as hard.
Why is the other one? Because of Ariel?
Well, let me see. Ariel. Throw Ariel in there.
I mean,
2
we can break it up.
voicemails.
I do one, you do one.
Yeah. The Ariel one probably isn't that hard.
Girl, are you still there, girl?
You can hear me?
No, my energy.
You got your Ethernet cord in?
Yeah.
All right. This one.
Why are you doing?
Hello?
I just turned my fan on.
This one, you decided to play that clip from TikTok. So we need to get that clip on an audio file.
But
So-
I to the money.
It's not going to come up the way that it needs to. It still just be sounding fugazi. So that's okay. You put the link here because I can just record it in GarageBand and then import it. You did that?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the second one is that. Then I was fucking up with the break. How many times did we say we was going to break and I couldn't find the damn voicemails? And then it cut out. So it's the second one that's harder. So maybe I'll do the second one. Because that cut out. I don't know what happened.
So you just gave me Ariel's file.
What you mean? Oh, Ariel's file.
And then
Because we
your
stopped that. And then the new file. Right? The file after that.
Yeah. If you could do me a favor and put the date and part 1, or the episode in part 1 on the file when you send it.
No problem.
I get lost. It'd be lost, boy. I spend hours looking at that fucking. Well, how do they come in?
Really? From me?
From you, from me, because I don't erase. Oh, I gotta erase all
That
the
was good. Another question that I have.
You don't know what was good. That episode?
No, this armpit. What is the name of the Ariel episode? We didn't talk about, nothing really stood out. Did anything stand out? I feel like the second episode I actually enjoyed more with us just playing. We talked about Diddy and JD, the R&B. I mean, it was fine. It was good. But what was the standout? This is the name. Quiet Quitting, Virtual Rapper.
Didn't you say it was one? You want to say Puff Daddy? Is R&B dead?
I hate that because that's just old news.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna come out next week. Is R&B dead? Like, come on. Sick of talking about it. Everybody's like, bitch, we heard this already. We already talked about this.
No, why are we talking about that? I gotta pee. Hold on. I'll think about it while I'm on the toilet.
Bye.